Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Learn Academic English, where I teach intermediate and advanced level English lessons for people who want to take their English to the next level. In today's lesson, I'm starting a short series of videos all about how to use conjunctions and make clear sentences in English. This is mostly to improve your English writing, and you can use this to help you in both school and work. The first video in this series is about the difference between independent and dependent clauses. And this is an important topic because this is the foundation for making clear sentences. You need to know about independent and dependent clauses in order to know how to connect them correctly, how to use commas and semicolons correctly, and how to use all kinds of conjunctions and transition words. So let's get started with this short lesson about the difference between independent and dependent clauses. First, for independent clauses. An independent clause, we're going to use the abbreviation IC, and notice that this always has a subject and verb. But I want you to know that all clauses have a subject and a verb. That's what makes a clause a clause. It has a subject and a verb. An independent clause also can be a sentence by itself, and it expresses a complete thought. For example, I work from home. This is a complete thought. When you hear it, you understand it. It has a subject and a verb, so it's a clause, and it can be a sentence. We can also use two subjects like this one. My husband and I work from home. Or, I work and study from home. Here we have one subject, but the subject does two things, work and study. Or we can say, my husband and I work and study from home. In this case, the subject has two people and the verb is two things. Now we call these sentences SV, that's the subject and verb, or SSV, that would be two subjects and one verb. Or SVV, one subject and two verbs, or we have SSVV, which is two subjects and two verbs. These are all possible ways that an independent clause can look. And in the next video, I'll show you how to join two independent clauses with a conjunction. But let's move now to the dependent clause. What's the difference between an independent clause and a dependent clause? Well, a dependent clause also has a subject and verb because it's a clause, but it cannot be a sentence. And this is the big difference between an independent and dependent clause. A dependent clause cannot be a sentence because it does not express a complete thought. It is an incomplete thought. I always tell my students that a dependent clause, dependent means that it needs something or it cannot be alone. And I tell my students that this is like a baby. A baby cannot be alone. A baby needs its mother or father. So it expresses an incomplete thought because a dependent clause contains a subordinating conjunction like because, since, after, while, if, etc. We have this word if, and that means that there's some information missing. If I work from home, what? What will happen? So this is considered a fragment. It is not a complete sentence. How can we fix that? We can join the dependent clause to an independent clause like this. First, we can put the dependent clause first, add a comma, and then the independent clause. For example, if I work from home, I'll save time. Here we have the subordinating conjunction if, we have the subject I, and the verb work. At the end of this clause, we have a comma, and then we have the independent clause, I will save time. Or we can flip the order. We can put the independent clause first, but notice that if we do that, there is no comma. I'll save time if I work from home. So again, we have the dependent clause here joined with the independent clause. Now we have a sentence because this extra information was missing over here. Now that we have it, it's a complete thought and we have a complete sentence. So come back soon for the rest of this series of videos. I will explain how to join clauses to do all kinds of sentences, how to use coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and adverbial conjunctions. Also, how to use commas and semicolons to connect clauses, and how to use those rules to avoid fragments, comma splices, and run-ons, which are common mistakes for both English learners and native English speakers. Let me know if you have questions in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Take care.